right, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. 8 p.m. on the East Coast, Real America's Voice. Glad you're in. If I squint all night, I apologize. My eyes are still dilated from the doctor today, but I'm not wearing sunglasses, so that's good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Slick's going to do sports. Rick Delgado's got the news. David Zier, the host of Boiling Point, Saturday. David Zier, host of Breaking Point. His cooking show's yet to come. Is do some news as well after a fantastic night last night. Those of you who joined us for the after party stream, I want to thank everybody. That was fun as well. Harry on the highway spinning the tunes tonight. Fran holding it down. Aaron's got the night off. Remember, we've got the days off here coming up. Happy 4th of July, everybody. 4th and 5th will be off. And then obviously 6th and 7th, Saturday and Sunday. So we'll be back on Monday after this little stretch. So tonight's our last show of the week. And then we'll be back on Monday. So no Thursday, Friday. Mr. Delgado, how are you?
I am good. I just want to nominate a different name for David's new show. Call it Baking Point, because don't you have to bake the crab cakes and bake the clams?
Crab cakes get fried in virgin olive oil and unsalted butter. The baked clams get convection roasted or baked.
Baked. Yeah. See? Baking Point.
That's right.
All right. Baked. I like it. Just like I liked everything last night. As a matter of fact, the stains from some of the food that I left here.
You only went about 6 times, so
sorry about that.
Yeah. I had lobster for breakfast, so
it's a good day. Good day.
Yes,
definitely a good day. Day before July 4th, of course. What else? What else happened today? I don't know. What happened?
I'm gonna like I said, I'm not gonna be much help on the screens tonight because my eyes are pretty sensitive, but I'll tell you what I just saw in the dark room, though, which I can watch on the screen, was the governors. We're going to try to find this about 5 or 6 minute gaggle that they just did. All the governors, well, I don't know if every one of them, but obviously not, but some governors came in, Democrat governors maybe, to the White House today to talk to old Joe because they're all getting nervous at this train wreck that we're watching unfold in real time. And by the way, they're not getting nervous just because of what happened last Thursday. They're getting nervous because they know they can't hide it anymore. They've all known all of this. They've all known this is the way he is. What they're nervous about now is that they realize that that they've all lied,
right? And
now they can't cover it up.
Yeah.
So now that's what they're worried about more than anything else. They're worried about their down ballot races. They're worried about their own races. They're worried about the House, the Senate. They're obviously worried about him in the presidential election. But they're mostly worried because they can't hide it anymore. That's what they're worried about. So they met with Biden today. And what's interesting is who they sent out to the microphones after this supposed meeting that they had for the gaggle. Gavin Newsom, right? Of course. No, not
really?
Gavin Newsom.
They didn't send out Slick?
J.B. Pritzker? No, not J.B. Pritzker.
Well, I think he was at the what do you call it? The buffet table. So he was still enjoying himself.
Yeah, could have been. They sent out the governor of New York.
Ew. I have to take a shower.
They sent out the governor of Minnesota. And they sent out the governor of Maryland are the 3 that I saw. And for me, that is interesting, I guess, or maybe says everything you need to know. Kathy Hochul, number 1, looked like she was making a hostage tape. Literally making a hostage tape. Tim Walz looked like he was as well as he spoke. We're going to try to get a clip of it. But the fact that it wasn't Slick, it wasn't Pritzker, it wasn't who's the guy in Pennsylvania? Shapiro.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
They had Wes Moore there.
It was New York. Yeah. It was Hochul, Wes Moore, and Tim Walz. Is that his name? Walz, Minnesota. Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Those are the 3 that they sent out to do the gaggle.
Now
I don't know about that.
That's an interesting trio, and you point out why them.
Yeah. What the hell? I mean, those three. I mean,
I have a theory. I'll throw it out. It just popped into my head, but I'll throw it out for you. See if you like it. You can gobble it up if you like. If not, you can spit it out to the side. Are those states in play? Do they need to portray a sense of determination to keep Biden.
Unity.
Yeah.
Well, after seeing the polls out of New Jersey today, if you believe them, even half believe them, it seems like every state's in play. There was a poll that has Trump winning New Jersey right now by 2 points.
Yeah.
Did you see that? That poll today, Zier?
I didn't see it yet. 538's got a new average out for it.
I forget where it's from. It may have been a New Jersey poll from some place.
Trump up 1% in the 538 averages from last week, but I didn't see today's.
Yeah. It looks like every state's in play. But, I mean, this thing is unraveling fast. Now, just to get to the other side of what I've heard today.
All right.
Biden has sent out texts. I mean, the campaign has sent out texts saying, Biden sent out texts saying the same thing, basically that I'm not going anywhere. I have all the delegates. There's no mechanism for them to get rid of me. Okay, great.
So he's throwing down the gauntlet, basically.
He's got all the delegates. He has his wife, who we hear is absolutely spearheading the "no one's going to push us out" movement. Hunter is right there with her, and the sister is also now on board with that. But she is a little more concerned about the toll that this could take on his health, the sister, and his legacy. That's what the sister says. But the doctor, the good doctor, and the crackhead are all in with, Dad, you're not going anywhere, and no one's going to tell you that you're going anywhere.
By the way, Biden won New Jersey by 6 points in 2020.
Okay.
Now, according to this on X, it was posted, President Biden on campaign call that just wrapped per person on the call. Let me say this as clearly as possibly. Can as simply and straightforward as I can. This is the quote.
Can he?
Let me read that again because I'm confused by the quote. Let me say this as clearly as I possibly can, as simply and straightforward as I can. I am running. No one's pushing me out. I'm not leaving. I'm in this race to the end, and we're going to win. That coming from President Biden on his campaign call.
And this coming from the campaign to the text message list. I'm running. Biden-Harris. Folks, let me be clear. I'm running. I'm the Democrat Party's nominee. No one is pushing me out. I'm not leaving. I'm in this race to the end, and we are going to win this election. If that's all you need to hear, pitch in a few bucks to help Kamala and me defeat Donald Trump in November with a link. That's out from the campaign tonight. All right, let's play a little bit of this governor's gaggle. And these three that they decide to send out there, which is just strange. Joe Biden. All right, go ahead. Roll that if you have it. All right, we're not ready with that, so we'll get that up. Maybe we'll play that in the third segment when we have some time. But I've seen Biden spokespeople all over news today. We have it now? All right, let's roll some of the governors here.
Good evening, everyone. Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota. I'm joined by Governor Hochul of New York and Governor Moore of Maryland. Had a great conversation with the president. Obviously, we, like many Americans, we're worried. We're worried because of the threat of a Trump presidency is not theoretical for governors. We've served when Donald Trump was president, and the threats to our nation were real. And so those concerns are real to us. And what we understand was a Trump presidency was chaos, destruction. A Biden presidency was dealing with COVID, using the science, investing in infrastructure, and working to the middle class. And all of us are trying to figure out and just want to make sure as governors we're on the front line of many of these things. We're in states, whether they're swing states or not, where folks care and are giving us feedback. And the feedback was we are all looking for the path to win. All the governors agree with that. President Biden agrees with that. He has had our backs through COVID, through all of the recovery, all of the things that have happened. The governors have his back, and we're working together just to make very, very clear on that. A path to victory in November is the number one priority, and that's the number one priority of the president. So that's what we're trying to get done. The feedback was good. The conversation was honest and open, and the actions that will come out of that will make sure that we're getting that message out. With that, Governor Moore.
Thank you so much. It was a great conversation with the president and the vice president because it was honest. It was candid. I think that we always believe that when you love someone, you tell the truth. And I think we came in and we were honest about the feedback that we were getting. We were honest about the concerns that we were hearing from people. And we were also honest about the fact that as the president continued to tell us and show us that he was all in, that we said that we would stand with him. Because as Governor Walz said, the president has always had our backs. We're going to have his back as well. Because the results that we've been able to see under this administration have been undeniable in all of our individual states. But the thing that makes us most optimistic and most hopeful is not necessarily that we're afraid of an alternative, but also is that we're hopeful for the future. And so we know we have work to do. We know that as we're standing right here, we're behind. But we also know that that path to be able to make sure that we can pull ahead in November is real, and it's going to take all of us in order to make it happen and to make it work. And we're grateful to hear the level of excitement and the focus that the president and the vice president have about being victorious in November. And with that, I'll turn it over to Governor Hochul.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you.
Oh, boy.
She's quite the
Representing
orator.
states like New York and all across America, we came together tonight to listen to President Biden tell us, in his own words, what his plans were.
Need an exorcism.
I'm here to tell you today, President Joe Biden is in it to win it. And all of us said we pledged our support to him because
Put that on a
the
shirt.
stakes could not be higher. On the eve of the 4th of July celebration, we talk about how we transition under a monarchy and a tyranny that our founding fathers fought against, that we risk right now descending back into that very same place.
We're already
we will
there,
stand with
honey.
the president as we fight that force being Donald Trump. And together, we'll make sure that Americans know not just what Joe Biden did for all of us, and the list of what he did for my state of New York is extraordinarily long, but where he's going for the future and where he's going to take this country. We feel very confident in his abilities. We talked about the plan and how he's going to be very focused on issues that matter to Americans, and I felt very confident coming out of this meeting as well.
Is he fit for office? Do you think he's fit for office?
You know?
Yes, fit for office. The president has three and a half years of delivering for us, going through what we've all been through. None of us are denying. Thursday night was a bad performance. It was a bad hit, if you will, on that. But it doesn't impact what I believe he's delivering.
What would you say to people in your own party? What would you say to people in your own party who say the game is up, enough's enough?
No, I would say this. In November, we've got a clear choice. The president was very clear that he is in this to win this. And the president is our nominee. The president is our party leader. And the president has told us, and he was very clear back there, that he is in this to win this. And so for people, I would say, and listen, we're governors. We don't do hand-wringing. That's not what we do. Governors work and get things done. Governors say, tell me the objective, and we're going to make sure that we accomplish the objective. And so for people who are concerned, I just want to be very clear on something. And come November, we've got a binary choice. And the binary choice is between someone who has continually delivered for us and our states and the people of our states.
Let's hit the break. We'll come back and talk about that. What?
New Reuters poll. Michelle Obama beats Trump 50 to 39. Just out.
By social media, they all went up to get pizza. So,
What's up? I'm the only one left. Hey, what's up, Facebookers? I'm trying to get my account back. I spoke to a consultant in California today. They told me there's a boiler room somewhere in Afghanistan with 15-year-olds hacking everybody's accounts. And I'm a victim. But my new identity on Facebook has me a millionaire buying Porsches and RVs and got trained and certified in crypto. That's not me. That is not me. And while those guys are grabbing some pizza, I want to say hello to Buzzarder207. Good evening. Asu Sabalboro. Moon Pie. What's up, Hammer? AZ Mikey and YouTube Live. What's up, Drag Blacker? Hope you enjoyed the after party that Damon filmed last night. Zephyrman, AZ Mikey. What's up, everybody? I'm going to go into X here, see what's going on in X. What is going on in X? Let's see. Live from Studio 6B. How's the pizza, Slick? Got a thumbs up from Delgado on the pizza. Slick Rick on the pizza. Live from Studio 6B. Let's see.
Pizza.
Can't get in the X chat. Oh, here we go.
Go.
Bob Spicer, what's cooking? Vanetta Simmons, Dorothy, we are in the X chat. Gary Haas,
I'm in the get
JJ75, Laura Lala, Mika Trumpington. What's up, everyone?
Here we go.
Ellen Balmer. Let's check out Rumble.
Well, you're going to be cut off anyway.
Let's check out Rumble.
All right, 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Real America's Voice. Glad you're in. Slick Rick's going to do some sports. Delgado's got some news. David Zier's got some news as well. Harry, spinning the tunes. Fran holding it down on the big board tonight on a Friday night. Aaron's got the night off. Of course, we've all got the next 2 nights off. We'll be back on Monday. Hope everybody has a great extended weekend. Great 4th of July tomorrow. Spend some time. Hopefully the weather's good where you are. Do a little barbecuing. Celebrate the holiday.
Yep.
Right,
Independence.
Slickster?
Yeah.
Looking good tonight in your
red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Let's do some sport. Well, first of all, before we do sports, let's just talk about what we just saw. They took a couple other questions after that, but it was just nonsensical. Dim waltz.
Totally.
Why would you send the most incompetent, buffoonish governors out to try to convince people that you're meeting with the clearly incapacitated president that nobody at this point has any confidence in? Your own party's collapsing around him. Your biggest donors are now calling for him to leave. Reed Hastings, as of tonight, I believe, is now calling for him to leave. The co-founder of Netflix, his partner, is also calling for him to leave. You have now a second sitting congressman from, I believe...
Arizona.
Arizona is now out, also calling for him to leave.
Grijalva.
Yes. Right, so it's all falling apart, and you send those 3 out from the behind closed doors meeting with the president. You send those 3 governors out to say that, which is just baffling. This whole thing is baffling. I have never seen anybody try to do a dance like Karine Jean-Pierre did today in the press briefing room. I almost for 1 millisecond felt bad, because this is obviously what they're telling her to do, but obviously she's a willing partner in the lying. And she, every single answer today was a lie. Every single one. I don't think there was one, because there was no questions. Every question was basically the same version of the same question. The answers she gave today, some of them, I was laughing out loud driving in the car. Laughing out loud at what she was trying to get by with. You just, and to say it in a way that you actually think that they're buying it still, or any of us are buying it still, is really, it is a talent to behold, man.
Is it a talent, or is that just what she does? Because
I don't know. Today was almost like watching, you go watch a really good actor, or you watch a really good ballet, and you just look at someone and you go, man, they're really good at what they do. That is just watching her. I'm thinking, man, she is a really good liar with a straight face and actually emotes It's the emotion. It's the emoting while she's saying these things, like as if it's such truth.
Well, you know what? When you put it like that, what that reminds me of is Kamala Harris. It's her version of Kamala Harris, who tries to articulate saying all this fluff, but actually doesn't really say anything. And I feel like that's what I'm listening to when I'm listening to Karine Jean-Pierre. She's just standing at the microphone. She can just articulate it better than Kamala Harris or even Joe Biden.
Well, like for
when it comes to that,
let me just give you one quick example here.
All right.
So here's just one example of talking about what exactly led up to this disaster on Thursday. And her excuse of travel that we got yesterday was this new excuse about travel.
Oh, my God.
So just listen to this.
And I did want to follow up on what Sungmin brought up, I think others as well. You did get numerous questions yesterday about the president's debate performance. You didn't mention travel, the jet lag, the foreign trip. So I think you can understand why it was a little bit puzzling to hear the president mentioning that as his explanation for the first time last night. Can you clarify whether when you took the podium yesterday, did you not know that was a major
And I want to say
factor?
that is my bad. That is part of definitely part of the explanation of what had occurred. I did know that. I did know that. I did know that. But we were so focused. I was so focused on the cold, and that's what I kind of leaned into.
Stop. Come on, that's not even a good line. What are you talking about?
Awful.
I was so focused on the cold.
And
that didn't exist.
Are you kidding?
Before the it
Well,
didn't exist.
you guys talk over the whole thing. So I mean, there's this. I mean,
I'm just yelling because she makes me yell.
She lost me at cold.
No, but I was so focused on the cold. With a straight face, she says that.
She says, "Have you ever had a cold before?"
No.
Come on, Jackie.
Here's another. Now listen to this one.
Thank you, Karine. What does the president do outside the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.?
Well, you heard him speak to supporters yesterday outside of 4 p.m. You saw the president land in North Carolina in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock. What was he doing? He was greeting supporters, hundreds of supporters that showed up to cheer him on after the debate. You saw him speaking at 9 o'clock or at night in New York in front of supporters. So he's been pretty much out there.
Any video?
After the hours of 4 p.m. and before 10 a.m. for sure. And so that has been something he has consistently done over the past couple of days, for sure, for certain.
Have an afternoon nap every day.
Let me be very clear about this. This is a president that wakes up every morning and puts the American people first. That's what he does.
Oh, sure.
He does that every single day. That is his
I don't
focus.
think she's a good liar. Because we know
I am
she's
not
lying.
going to speak to
If she was a
sources
good liar,
out there,
we would know she's
unnamed sources out there. That's not what I'm going to speak to. I'm going to speak to what I know, what this president does, and how he is committed to the work of the president, of the commander-in-chief. And his record clearly lays that out and speaks to it. And that's what he's going to do.
Volumes.
Yeah. So, I mean, she just went on and on. She just went on and on all day long.
She's terrible. No, I'm going to fight you now. She's terrible. The fact that we know she's lying. If she's a really good liar, you don't know she's lying.
Well, no. But see, that's the point. She knows we all know. That's what makes it like next level.
Can you guys?
So you think she's like way up here in the lying thing because
she's top of the list. You can't emote that much like truth, like you know what I'm saying? Like if you know I'm wearing a blue shirt,
right?
And I say to you, Rick, this is my absolute favorite yellow shirt.
Right.
And you say to me, and I said, no, I wake up every day and I know that this is my You'd be like, what are you talking? She knows, we all know that everything that came out of her mouth today is a lie.
No, because
she knows it.
Because if you're doing something like that, then I just think you're crazy. Because it's
but
not.
But she doesn't try to get around it.
But we know she's not crazy.
So, guys,
like, if we thought she was crazy, we'd be like, wow, that woman's a lunatic. We've never said she's a lunatic. We just call her a liar because she's a liar.
She's the worst. I have
and a DEI hire.
Second clip here, cut number 2. Can you guys tell me if this is real? Can I just play this really quick?
Is this about Corinne Jean-Pierre?
Yep. Cut 2. If he's awake. Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah. I saw that. That was today.
Noted, Kelly.
James Rosen asked us.
But he's awake.
That's inappropriate. As you heard from your colleague, the president of the
yells out
WHA,
if he's
that's
awake.
inappropriate. Thank you, Kelly.
Yes. Kelly O'Donnell from NBC, the Karen of the room. That's inappropriate. Well, why is it inappropriate? That's basically what they told us.
That's a great question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And getting back to the cold, because she was so focused on the cold, why don't you tell us how come it wasn't announced beforehand? Hey, the president has a little bit of a cold. You might hear it in his voice tonight. That's very, very easy.
Oh, she talked about that today, too.
And why was he out glad handing everybody he could touch with his cold right after the after the debate?
Spreading germs.
What about that one?
I'm going to lean into the lie, and I'm going to make you believe. Even though I know I'm lying, my face is straight as can be.
That's a gorgeous yellow shirt.
And I'm emoting.
Yellow. Gorgeous.
I can't believe Rosen said that.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He's not afraid.
No, they just put him in jail again.
Wednesday is Pizza Friday.
Yeah, it is. Got some new YouTubers. John, Bergen County, New Jersey. Dan Barrett, what's up? Daniel Otto. Zephyrman K. Handsome Smitty. What's cooking, guys? Let's see what's going on and get her. Get her done.
Pizza. Pizza's good tonight. Beautiful.
Pizza is good every night, Slick.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mm-hmm. You know, they do make something called breakfast pizza.
Yeah, but what you have right now? Bacon. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I apologize that I'm eating in
face. Most of the people are eating at home anyway, probably now. One's making this and that, barbecue. Hey. Big D coming in with the golf nuts. Smell like they could kill a vampire.
All right, what are we doing here? Let's do sports and news.
Well, I do have a clip regarding the
Regarding the what?
What we were just talking about, the excuses. You want to do that first?
All right, we'll do news first, then we'll do sports. 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Glad you're in. Slick Rick's going to do some sports coming up. Delgado's got news. David Zier's here as well. Harry on the highway spinning the tunes. Fran holding it down tonight. Aaron's got the night off. Let's do some news. News is brought to you by our friends at 7Cells, 7cells.com. Use our code LFS6B, 10% off whatever you put in your cart. Rick Delgado's got it. What's going on?
All right. Well, considering we've been covering the Biden campaign and everything that's going on regarding if he's staying in the race, if he's getting out of the race, Charlie Kirk just released this on X a little bit earlier today. He said, been checking with sources who cover the Biden campaign. According to them, there is a distinct shift yesterday in the tone from morning to evening. The Biden camp started yesterday defiant that Joe Biden would not be dropping out. By evening, that had shifted. Kamala Harris is seriously being considered to have her quote-unquote moment at the top of the ticket. And I guess this is a big reason why, she's also the only one who can keep all that campaign money. A lot hinges, believe it or not, on this George Stephanopoulos interview tomorrow, I should say Friday, July 5th. If Biden performs poorly, they don't see how he survives. Nothing will happen either way until then. So there you have it from Charlie Kirk, from his sources, making a compelling point about what's coming up on Friday and what it means to Joe Biden and his campaign. What do you think about that?
Well, I heard Vivek on with somebody tonight, and they say even if they convince Biden to give up the delegates to Kamala, that they won't do it for a while. He says that they'll let it go as long as they can because they want the new candidate. If it is her, even though we all know her, might be more of a disaster than Biden. His theory is that they will try to do it well into August, if not September, because they figure once they make the switch, there's going to be some grace period for the new person to kind of be like the new figurehead and the new person, and there's going to be like a lovey-dovey situation between the voters and her, if it's her. And they want that grace period where there's good feelings and everything is okay, here we go. They want that to be as close to the election as possible, where if they do it now, there's so much time for the Republicans to continue to remind everybody how unburdened she is by what has been and how horrible she is.
And what will happen? I don't know.
So, I mean, the interesting thing I think that really has taken some clarity today, at least for me, is that they're going nowhere other than to her if they're going anywhere.
I think it's because of all the money. They can't do anything with that money unless one of them is in the race, is at the top of the ticket.
That is a scary thought, man.
Tell me again how it's the people who choose the president.
Well, and that's a good point too. I mean, how do you go to your how do you make all your primary voters feel to say, oh, well, don't worry about, you all voted and all these electors, when we're just a bunch of us insiders here, Barack Obama, Susan Rice, and all of us are Valerie Jarrett, are just all going to decide that Kamala is now the head of the party, and we're just pushing everything to her, and too bad for you.
Yeah, there you have it. Hey, we're talking about excuses for Joe Biden that we saw with Karine Jean-Pierre laying out there today in the press briefing room. This was on CNN, and you'll see it even elicits some laughter from the people at CNN regarding this. This is cut 18. Biden's new excuse for why he did so poorly at the debate. Check this out.
Apparently, the president apologized to everyone in the room, saying this is not an excuse, but it is an explanation. And he blamed the extensive foreign travel that he did in the lead up to the CNN debate for his poor performance. Just a reminder for everyone, he did go to France for the D-Day anniversary, and then he turned right back around and went to Italy for the G7 summit. And he told the room, I didn't listen to my staff. So the suggestion there being his staff did not think this was a good idea. And then he apparently said, I almost fell asleep on stage. I just want to unpack this new explanation for a second, as the explanation for why his debate performance was so bad I find it a little bit puzzling, and frankly, I'm not sure that a lot of people are going to find this reassuring. If anything, some folks might hear this and be, even more concerned. Yes, there were 2 foreign trips in the lead up to the June 27th CNN debate, but he returned from Italy on June 15th. The debate, again, was on June 27th. So we're talking about roughly 12 days in between when he was back in the States. And remember, a part of those 12 days, about a full week, he actually spent with his advisors at Camp David for the sole purpose of really focusing on debate prep. So why is the president falling asleep on the debate stage at the hours of 9 p.m. to 10:30?
All right, Rick, when I travel, I got to drive an hour and a half each way to the airport. I got to sit online. Mm-hmm. I got to sit there in economy, or sometimes I get upgraded. You got to wait. It's not like Biden's doing that. He's getting on a plane. He's pampered. He's got white glove service. He's sleeping on the plane. I mean, this is absurd.
Yeah, they have a bedroom for the president on Air Force One.
Yeah, no check-in, no nothing.
But I just find it interesting that now even CNN is pointing out, hey, he was back for a long time before this debate. He wasn't traveling the day of the debate.
12 days.
The day before the debate. He wasn't going overseas back and forth like they just described. It was 2 weeks before the debate when he was doing all this traveling. So, again, another excuse for Joe Biden, regarding his poor debate performance.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is my point of today. She was in there. I mean, as serious and as emoting. It was the cold, and it was the travel. So we have to recognize that it was the cold and the travel, guys.
Well, it's true.
I mean, it wasn't the travel then the cold?
It could have been.
Because it could have been that. Uh-huh. But the idea that they would actually use this as an excuse is mind-boggling. I mean, the idea that they would say it's the traveling, when we know full well the schedule, we saw it 2 weeks beforehand that he was traveling. The idea that they would, I feel like Joe Biden at this point. As a matter of fact, let's go to cut number 1. We pointed this out the night it was happening. Somebody put it all together for us. The idea counter. Here is Joe Biden. Check it out for yourself.
Since Herbert Hoover, the idea that he did something that was significant. The idea, and number 2, the idea that I have to apologize to you for anything along the line. The idea that we have, the idea he's refusing, the idea that if you lose again, you accepting anything?
There you have it. 28.
That's amazing.
In less than 90 minutes, because you got to figure in the 2 breaks that they took as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting to see a pattern here.
No idea.
We'll do some more news with Delgado here in a second. I'm seeing a pattern from the governor's meeting today. I heard you heard Tim Walz and the other governors. Well, I'm looking through social media here, and I'm seeing a pattern coming out. And we just talked about old Slick, why Slick wasn't there. If you throw up my screen, Slick wasn't there, but he's now chimed in. And if you notice the pattern here, I heard 3 words from the president tonight. He's all in, and so am I. Joe Biden's had our back, also a new theme.
Yep.
Now it's time to have his. That from Gavin Newsom tonight.
Yeah, right.
Who was, I guess, either absent from this meeting or was not chosen to be sent out to the microphones, but was obviously tweeting now. So there you go.
All right.
So we'll see. This is going to be. We'll see if this picks up some steam. He's all in, and so am I. He's had our back, and now it's time for us to have his. We'll see if that picks up. So. All right, let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. LFS6B is the code to use. 50% off, 60% off sometimes. Great stuff from Lindell. Use it at checkout. Slick, what's going on?
All right, Wednesday night, Big D, not Friday night. We got confused a little bit earlier.
Did I say Friday?
Yeah, somebody said you said Friday. They thought it was a rerun. I said, nope, no rerun. Wednesday night, but it's like a Friday night for us. We're going to go to the rodeo, the St. Paul Rodeo, not in Minnesota. We're going to Oregon, St. Paul, Oregon, the St. Paul Rodeo Arena, underway July 2nd through the 6th. Bareback riding leader right now, Sam Peterson, 86.5 points on 4-star rodeos, Rand the Man. Steer wrestling, second round round Tanner Brunner, 3.9 seconds. Team roping, we have second round leader James Arviso and Denton Dunning, 10.1 seconds. Saddle Bronc, Leighton Green, 81.5 points on 4-Star Rodeo's Starborn. Tie down roping, second round, Nick Achille, 8.3 seconds. Bow Racing, Emily Beisel, 17.2 tenths. Good time there. And bull riding, Caleb McCallson, 81 points on 4-Star Rodeo's Damn Nation, $461,625 payout. Go to the scoreboard. Major League Baseball right now. A lot of games underway. July is a big baseball time. We know that. And here we go. Red Sox 3-1 over the Marlins, middle of the 7th. End of the 7th, the White Sox 6-2 over the Guardians. Pirates and Cardinals tied at 3, top of the 8th. Bottom of the 7th, the Mets leading the Nationals 5-4. Top of the 6th, your Cincinnati Reds leading the New York Yankees 3-0, top of the 6th in Yankee Stadium. Astros 2-1 over the Blue Jays, top of the 6th. Mid-5th, Braves 1-0 over the Giants. Cubs and Phillies tied at 1, top of the 3rd. No score, Padres and Rangers, bottom 2nd. Top 3rd, Tigers and Twins, no score. Rays lead the Royals 1-0, bottom of the 2nd. Top of the 1st, Brewers and Rockies just underway, no score there. And Angels and Athletics coming up at 9:40. And first pitch out west, as usual, the Diamondbacks taking on the Dodgers in Los Angeles. And the Orioles out in Seattle taking on the Mariners. So like I said, full slate tonight. And I'll tell you, this Caitlin Clark continues to impress. She is filling up venues. I wish she'd win some of these games with her team, but can't put it all on her either. But Caitlin Clark brings the WNBA its largest crowd in 25 years. Dylan Gwynn of Breitbart. It's no secret that Caitlin Clark has led to massive record ratings for the WNBA, but she's also led to record crowd sizes, and Tuesday night was no exception. The Indiana Fever took on the defending champion Las Vegas Aces on Tuesday night, and a whopping 20,366 fans packed the arena to watch it. That attendance number is the largest WNBA crowd in 25 years, the 5th largest of all time, and the largest crowd in Las Vegas Aces history. That last point is key. Remember, the Aces are the defending champs. They are a good team, and they have the league's best player, Asia Wilson. But they did set their franchise tennis record when Caitlin Clark came into town. That's what it took. Similar to what happened in Atlanta when the Dream had to move from their normal stadium to a larger NBA arena to accommodate the massive crowds Clark attracts. The Aces had to switch from the Michelob Ultra Arena, 12,000 seats, where they usually play, to the T-Mobile Arena, which hosts 20,000 plus. Clark put on a show for the Vegas crowd, scoring 13 points along with 11 assists. However, Aces star Kelsey Plum and Asia Wilson scored 34 and 28 points respectively, giving Vegas an 88-69 victory over the Fever. Clark did get a win in another sense on Tuesday night. She learned that she won a spot on the WNBA All-Star team with a massive 700,735 votes, more than any other player. So good for Caitlin Clark, Big D. She's really making the numbers move, putting girls basketball on the map. So good stuff there. And that's a wrap in sports. Back to you.
All right, Slick, we'll do some more sports with Slick. We'll do some news with David Zier. Delgado's got some more news as well. Harry on the highway spinning those tunes. Let's see what he's got for us right now. Live from Studio 6B on a Wednesday. That's correct. It feels like a Friday, but it's only a Wednesday. Wednesday night. Remember, we're off the next 2 nights. Happy 4th of July, everybody. We'll be back on Monday. If you're watching us on social media, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to all the channels. We'll do sports and news. News with David Zier when we get back.
I want pizza, but I had baked clams before. It's too much bread.
Those were good.
Yeah, thanks. They would get really good this morning.
I cannot type.
The stuffed mushrooms got better this morning. They were good too. I had two. If he's awake.
This guy's pretty good. He does a Biden impression.
Who is that?
Some dude.
Harry on the tables, Miss Roxy, correct.
Just some guy doing a Biden impression. What was the question? It was. What do you got there, Slick?
Frog knot. And one last slice for the road. Spot. I'm hitting it.
Don't forget, Big D, military active, inactive, and retired. Well, I think inactive and retired are the same, right? Or maybe not. Lisa says she loves stuffed mushrooms. Well, you'd love David's.
Oh, incredible.
Hey, someone sent in an idea, Zier. You want to hear this idea?
What do you got? Cook for you on the show?
I don't even know where it is.
I could be in the background clanking pots and cursing. And
I think it was sent to the mail.
Slick, I need some more pepper. You got any time? I says, no, I don't have time.
What's up, home life? Oh, we're not live on Getter, but hello, Getter. Anyway,
We're
let's
not live
see.
on Getter?
I don't think.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B. We'll do some news here with David Zier. I was just telling Mr. Zier in the break, now I found it, there was an idea that came in to the LFS6B at Yahoo mailbag today.
An idea?
Oh, the mailbag. Wow, we haven't been on there for a
It
while.
says, hello, Damon and guys. I have an idea for your new My Pillow giveaway. Instead of giving away $10 or free shirts, think about this. You should consider sending David Zier to a lucky winner's house where he will make dinner for 10 guests. People can purchase My Pillow products throughout the month as many times as they want to enter to win. LFS6B will get publicity. If David is lucky, I will win. I live near the beaches of coastal South Carolina, and I'm Italian, so it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. He'll make you the homemade lasagna
For
with the
all.
meatballs.
Listen, man, I
So
make
what
you
do you
some.
think? What do you think of that idea?
I'll
there?
make you some
Chef Zia.
cheddar cheese and shrimp grits, or whatever you want. I love the calabash. I love that whole thing.
I mean, we would have to bring cameras. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I say we go on the road and have a tailgate party with.
Well, I was gonna say maybe we combine the two. Maybe we do the show from the person's house. Well, I don't know. Maybe we do.
Let him tailgate.
Well, if you need me to come down there and scout it out, I'll do that too. So,
well, we'll see. I thought that was an interesting idea. So
that's a good idea.
All right, 12 to the hour. Let's do some news with the host of Breaking Point and maybe Boiling Point someday. That would be Chef himself, Mr. David Zier. What's going on?
hey guys, so much going on here. New ComStat 2.0, NYPD, the police department reports through June 30th, the first half of the year, over 38,000 New Yorkers have been victims of felony and misdemeanor assaults year to date. We're only halfway through the year. Rapes, assaults, and robberies all up. By the way, congressional aggregate GOP polling of 7 polls, the average of 7 polls, Congress has gained almost another point. They're up about 1.5 in the GOP favor. That's good news for the Republicans for now. And a new Reuters poll conducted yesterday has Michelle Obama beating Trump 50-39. And Newsom and Hochul and Pritzker, they all do not beat Trump in this polling. This poll was done the day before yesterday. today and yesterday of about 1,100 people, but it's something to pay attention to and follow. I've got some fun cuts for you guys here. I got an oldie but a goodie, cut number 3, Joe Biden in 2021.
We expect these additional 200 million doses to be delivered this summer. And some of it will come begin to come in early summer, but by the midsummer that this vaccine will be there. And the order, and that increases the total vaccine order in the United States by 50%, from 400 million order to 600 million. This is enough vaccine
it's not double.
To fully vaccinate 300 Americans by end of the summer, the beginning of the fall.
Wait, he's going to say it.
But we want to make, look, I want to repeat.
If there are only signs.
To fully vaccinate 300 Americans
300 people.
To beat this pandemic.
So just a reminder, this stuff
you know what's funny about
isn't
that?
new.
So basically, that was the first week of his presidency.
Yeah.
They've been lying about him.
Yeah.
For 3.5 years, and we're supposed to just kind of let it slide.
And that's what they're worried about. They're not worried that Oatmeal Chin has dementia. They're worried that you all know now for sure that he does, and they can't hide it from you.
Yeah, the media covering for Biden here. Adrian Elrod with Mika. I think this is this morning, cut number 10, covering for Joe Biden once again.
And some of the basic arguments of our time. To that you say what? To the calls from people like Tim Ryan to shake up the race, what do you say?
Well, a couple of things, Mika. First of all, good morning. Secondly, look, President Biden has made it very clear. How many times does he have to say it, that he did not have his best night? He said it at a fundraiser last night in McLean, Virginia, that he was tired. You've noted on the show, Mika, many times that, he traveled twice around the world. He was exhausted. He did not have his best night. However, I don't know if Congressman Ryan saw this, but President Biden gave a rousing speech in North Carolina the next morning where he did make that
Look
contrast.
at the graphic.
But look at the dates. They have the dates on there.
Yeah, that's not around the world.
Which clearly shows at least 12. He got home 12 days before that debate.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he's not traveling any differently than any other president has always traveled. Trump did this, and he was in his 70s. It's okay, it wasn't 80, but he was in his 70s.
Well, I could see if he did like a Southeast Asia tour and got back the day before. That's about it, right? A little jet lag going.
I mean, this is insanity.
But again, the dates are right there. The last date listed is what? The 15th?
Yeah.
The 15th.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks before, right? A week and a half before. So Donnie Deutsch, we have another name for him at home on NBC. We have cut number 11 today. Just another phony. Check it out.
I said this last week, I'm going to say it again. What separates our side from the other side is we tell the truth.
Oh,
and
of course.
you brought up a great point. Let's not get hysterical. Right. Let's reflect over the next week or so. But in that reflection, we have to be truthful with ourselves. Okay. And the truthful question is, who can win Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin? That's what this is about. It's not a Herculean. It is a Herculean task, but let's break that down. And I think the truth will come out. And I think we just have to be honest with ourselves. And I think Joe Biden.
Why don't you tell us what it is?
Honest with us. I believe in the end he will. I really do, because I think he's a great man. But I think the truth is.
What is it?
He's not the answer right now.
Oh, okay. So just get to the point then.
Yeah, I have more stuff for you later, but I got one more quick clip. Cut number 12. More trouble in the polls for Joe Biden.
Meanwhile, more signs of trouble in the polls. A post-debate New York Times Siena poll has President Biden's support eroding. Former President Trump holding a 9-point lead among registered voters. It's the first post-debate poll to show a gap outside the margin of error. That number tightens slightly to 6 points among likely voters, pushing it back within the margin of error, but just barely. And yet another poll out this afternoon from the Wall Street Journal shows a 6-point gap between Trump and Biden among registered voters, the widest lead for Trump in that poll since 2021. And we should note, 2 other surveys released this week show a much smaller margin, with Mr. Biden tied or slightly trailing Mr. Trump within the margin of error.
Yeah. So I got more stuff for you. I got some fun stuff in the second hour.
Speaking of the polls, this out in Breitbart today, and I mentioned it before, headline, Donald Trump beating Joe Biden in New Jersey.
Wow.
Former President Donald Trump is beating President Joe Biden in the race for New Jersey, according to a poll released today, conducted by Republican super PAC United 2024. found that Trump leads Biden. However, the difference is within the polls' margin of error. Okay, fine. Trump leads Biden 43 to 41% in a two-way race in New Jersey, while Trump Biden are tied at 38 if you consider the other options as Kennedy Jr., who received 8%, Jill Stein, who received 3%. Matt Mowers, a senior strategist for United 2024, said that the survey reveals that voters have soured on the Biden-Harris administration and are ready to punish Democrats running down ballot as a result of their lockstep support of their administration. Again, yes, Joe Biden is a disaster. Yes, he's a disaster as a candidate. Yes, this is all falling apart in real time in front of us all. But let's remember, the reason he's a disaster, besides the dementia, is because of the policies. She would be the same disaster because they share the same policies. Anybody else in the Democrat Party would be the same disaster, maybe not physically, cognitively in front of us every day, but they would still be a disaster for the country, which is what this is really about, because of the policies, not because of the person, because of the policies. That's what people are souring on more than anything else. They're souring on their gas bill, their heating bill, their food bill, their rent, their inability to buy a house, their 401ks down, their 403bs down, their credit cards up, their savings down. That's what they are souring on. That's why they want a change. Not necessarily because this guy has oatmeal on his chin and it's dog track time. It's because the policies suck.
Yes, they do.
What are you playing there, Harry? That was a little, whole administration sucks, Big D. Yeah, I got you. Thank you, Kathy, on Facebook. Happy 4th of July, guys. Thank you, Mary. Happy 4th. Enjoy the 4 days. Weather looks like it's going to be good, at least out here. Did Harry bring his guitar or something? What's with the riffing? I don't know. Harry's going back to his DJ days.
Yeah, I saw that. Wiki.
Hope your recovery is going well, Damon. Thanks, Dean. Went today. Looked good. Looked good. Very sensitive right now to these lights. I'll tell you that, but good. Don't quit your day job, Harry. Someone says on YouTube.
That's not nice.
Oh, they're cruel.
They're cruel.
I love David's shirt. Someone said, that's a nice looking shirt.
Thank you. They're little maple leaves.
I like you better, a little more relaxed.
Yeah.
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 Well, he's a bachelor this weekend.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
Live from Studio 6B, hour 2, 9 p.m. on a Wednesday. That's right, Wednesday night. Feels like a Friday because it's our last day of the week, but it is a Wednesday night. Slick's going to do some sports. Delgado's got some news. David Zier's got some more stuff as well. Fran holding it down on the big board. Harry on the highways, spinning those tunes. 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Hope everybody has a great rest of the week. Couple days off for us. We'll see you back here on Monday. Hope you enjoy the 4th. Hope you enjoy the weekend. So there's a video floating around.
I didn't do it.
That supposedly Donald Trump, I guess today, or maybe yesterday, but I think it's from today, leaked video shows Donald Trump saying he thinks Kamala Harris will be the Democrat nominee, says she's so effing bad. She's so bad, she's so pathetic, she's so effing bad, quote unquote. How did I do with the debate the other night? I kicked the old broken down pile of crap. He's quitting the race. I got him out of the race, and that means we have Kamala. Wow. I think she's going to be better, but she's so bad. She's so pathetic. She's so effing bad. Can you imagine Biden with dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man, very tough guy. So this is a video that's out there. I mean, I haven't had time to edit it, so I can't play it if he's cursing in it. But they're calling it leaked video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see Benny Johnson posted that as well.
Everybody's posted it, yeah. So from Trump, looks like he's in a golf cart, and probably from, I don't know if it's from today or yesterday, but yeah. So that's out there. You can check chat on social media. It's on our Twitter if you want to follow us at LFS6B. On all platforms, and of course, live from Studio6B.com is the mothership, where you can find everything from our merch to our clips to the full shows to everything at live from Studio6B.com. Make sure you sign up to be a member. And remember, people, free shipping still goes on. Anything you buy at the website, it's always free shipping with code Bidenomics. Bidenomics is your code for free shipping, as always, and that still holds true today. So. Well, Biden's going to sit down, I think, what's today, Wednesday? I guess he's going to sit down on Friday with little Georgie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be edited, I'm sure polished up nice.
Yeah, they can't afford to do that live.
God knows how many takes they'll do on some of these questions, but we'll get to see this pointless, absolutely pointless interview on Sunday, which is going to do nothing, absolutely nothing, to quell the madness that's going on in the Democratic Party right now today. And it will continue. And it's going to be very interesting as they dig their heels in, as the calls for him to step away from outside sources. You know, you wonder which one will do it. And David Zier, maybe you have an opinion here. Delgado, you have an opinion. Slick. What will break the dam? Now, okay, so there's obviously a scenario that he just digs in and says, I mean, they have no mechanism to get rid of him. Let's just, number one, put that out there. He has to be willing to do it himself. So he can either dig in with his wife, his sister, and his son and say no, and there's nothing they're going to be able to do about it. Now, you have donors who can obviously withhold the money.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
You have you have close advisors. You have Obama, who's, by the way, private statements did not match up with his public statements. His private statement on Joe Biden making it much harder on an already hard path to get to the finish line does not equal up with his public statement that night of, hey, listen, one bad night doesn't make a deal. Let's not all worry about this. So you've got him. You have obviously all the Democrat insiders. You have people closest to him. You have Pelosi. You have Schumer. You have the James Clyburn. You have obviously more Democrat lawmakers, people who we know, bigger names that people know that could come out. So what do you if something's going to break the dam here for him and force him to give up the electors to Kamala, what's it going to be? The money, the lawmakers, the pressure, the media, what's it going to be? David, I'll start with you.
All of the above. I still think that Michelle Obama is going to be the person. I hear rumors and rumblings. She has an exploration committee. She's the only one that beats Trump in all the polling nationwide right now.
You just gave us that poll number earlier, right?
Yeah.
I don't think she wants it, though. I saw a thing yesterday, so she was exploring a thing of black leaders to raise money for Kamala.
She is, right. So I'm still in that camp. I have Joel Gilbert on Breaking Point this weekend for the third time about her ambitions. So, we'll see. I think this is calculated and coordinated. There is no shock or surprise in the mainstream media. It's all fake outrage. I just feel that he won't be on the ticket. And I know the mechanisms aren't there. I know, like in Louisiana and other states, it's very difficult to be able to pull this off and not fair to the people who voted in the primary.
Well, there is no pulling it off. He's got 3,000, whatever it is, delegates. You need 1,294 to be the nominee. He has them all. There is no mechanism.
He's going to mess up again, and when he does, somebody's going to pull the trigger.
Well, I mean, he's going to mess up again. If he wakes up tomorrow, then yes, he's going to.
Metaphorically speaking, I'm not calling for the exact
We don't need that. Blow that up all over the place.
Water is wet there,
July
David.
Eve, but
like the left does every day of Trump.
Delgado, what do you think?
That's a good question. The question is, who's going to pull the trigger, or what do you think is going to be
what will be the straw that breaks the camel's back if he is to give up the delegates?
The camel's back or the camel's back?
I don't know, because again, he operates from the position of, I'm Joe Biden, I'm smarter than everyone, and I know what's best, and you guys are all stupid, so I'm not listening to anyone. Which is why you have people in the government who have always said Joe Biden's always on the wrong end, or on the wrong end of every foreign policy decision that's ever come across him.
So you don't think there's anything that can force him to give up the delegates?
Force him out? They would have to go 25th Amendment, I think.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to
forcibly.
Well, she's not going to do that.
Plead the 25th.
But
only Kamala Harris can do that.
Not only Kamala Harris, it's got to be a consortium of people within the administration and the vice president getting together. Now, if she thinks I can pull this off, of course she's going to do it. She's out for Kamala Harris. She doesn't care about Joe Biden. Joe Biden cares about her as much as she cares about him. They don't. They use each other because the ends justify the means.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about power. Yep. It's all about what I can take for me, and that's why. If she thinks she could pull it off, if she's working behind the scenes right now, or people work like the Obamas are working behind the scenes to cobble together that money, those donors, she'll have what she needs to say, okay, now we can 25th them because I got everybody behind me.
And Netflix moving away from Biden, right? Aren't they buddy with the Obamas and Netflix?
Exactly.
Well, Reed Hastings is his partner.
Yeah.
For all the docs they do on Netflix, Reed Hastings is the biggest donor that they have.
And then you've got the Democrat Party. Now, this is an interesting wrinkle because they're basically splitting in half right now. The half that wants to keep him and the other half that says he's got to go, he's killing us. And this coming out from Bloomberg, Democrats weigh mid-July vote to formally tap Biden as nominee. So basically they want to move up the convention voting to the middle of July.
Yeah, to get him on Ohio and get him on.
Right. Not only for Ohio. This is overall. Ohio, they were going to move it up to the beginning of August to make sure he was on the ballot. This is something where they're just going to say, forget the convention. We're just going to do it in July. We're going to nominate him July 21st so we can get it done with. So they don't have to worry about the August date.
Yeah.
And I think that's coming from the people that are supporting Biden because they want to make sure he's entrenched.
Well, that leaves you 18 days for all of this to unravel.
Yeah. If
they're going to stick to that.
It's just a wild time.
Now, I see flashing across my thing here, ABC News is now moving Biden's interview to Friday, prime time from Sunday morning. A transcript of the unedited interview will be made available the same day, Friday, July 5th. So obviously he's not taping it Friday, or maybe he's taping it Friday morning, and they're going to air it Friday night. But they're going to air it Friday night in prime time, the day after the 4th of July.
When nobody's watching.
Not Sunday morning, 3 days later, which would be, 10 days removed from the whole Thursday night debacle of the debate. So they're going to air it 8 days from the debacle of the debate on a Friday night after the 4th of July, when everybody's got the whole weekend off.
Yeah.
And they think that this is going to be an answer.
Editor's going to get some overtime.
Editors are definitely going to get some overtime because can you imagine how many takes they're going to have?
Yeah, and Damon, Mark Levin was pointing out, I think it was tonight again, he was talking about how, Hunter and Jill and everybody, this is their income stream. They don't want to see him go, so they're corralling everyone they can together.
Same with the people in the administration.
And listen, I think the wife, the son, and the sister are going to be the three voices he listens to the most, and the three of them are digging in, absolutely digging in. That no one's going to tell him. I mean, look at the text they're sending out. So that's why I asked the question of if they're going to dig in, what possibly could break the dam. Now, could they bribe them? I could definitely see the Biden family giving up. Okay, listen, Joe, Dr. Jill, we're going to build you a $500 million lot, the Biden Library in Delaware. You're going to have salaries forever. You'll have your kids. You can pardon your son. They're going to now. I could see them going to him with some big deal like that,
right?
And they
also to try to move the needle with the family
and protect the legacy. Joe, we're going to let you protect your legacy,
right.
Because that's important to this old codger is how he's viewed. Because again, he is so self-absorbed. He actually thinks he is the smartest person he knows.
Do they lose? I think they lose $200 million also if Biden steps down. Right, the next candidate doesn't get.
Well, it would have to go to her. It could go to her.
Only Kamala?
Yeah.
Only Kamala. That's what I'm saying.
That's a lot of coin.
Well, I said this before. I think the one thing we've learned today, and James Clyburn said it yesterday, he's more interested in Kamala Harris is certainly saving and preserving her future than he is his at this point. I think we know that the only place they're going to go is to her if they go somewhere else.
Well, I think that's the only place they can go. Now you had mentioned that question. Slick, did you want to chime in on this?
No, I mean, they've already declared him incontinent, so he's certainly going to be declared incompetent. But I think it's going to be the 25th. I think they're going to push for that. Can a doctor come in and declare anything?
That's going to be way too hard to accomplish.
But a doctor can't, though? A doctor can't
But, Slick, the rigors of the campaign are coming. This August, September, October, he's going to be on 24/7 on the campaign trail. So can he hold up?
No, because he couldn't recover for 12 days of rest.
Is there a basement in the White House that they're decorating?
12 days of rest.
He didn't do that in 2020.
Yeah, it's true.
He didn't do that in 2020. What makes us think he's going to do it in 2024?
Because they have to campaign this year because Trump's doing so much better, and it's going to be harder to steal.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't hold my breath for him to be campaigning. That's for sure.
Might be right about that.
All right, news and sports coming up on a Wednesday night, live from Studio 6B.
Especially when you're driving.
It's true.
Look at you. Yeah, that's true.
That's a good idea. Oh, man. Somebody said they just saw a clip that Trump was sitting on a golf cart saying that Biden's not running.
Yeah, that's the clip we were talking about.
The one I just literally talked about.
Yeah. I'm just saying that somebody else is saying it. So they're all in our camp, Rick.
Even President Trump is in our camp.
Yeah.
How's that make you feel, Damon?
Yeah, even the president.
I mean, I'm certainly not as comfortable as I was.
I'm not as comfortable.
Listen,
but
I think he's going to win if it keeps with Biden. I think if they bring in a Michelle or somebody, there's trouble. We better hope he stays in the race.
Trouble for Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if people will be so quick to jump on a Michelle.
I don't know. I counted over 100 magazine covers yesterday she was on.
She got good popularity. I don't know.
Well, sounds like the blues.
Yes, it does.
Which means I have to read something
that you can't see.
What am I reading, friend? Oh, Birch Gold, our friends from Birch Gold and My Patriot Supply. Well, if you weren't following the news, massive hit to the U.S. dollar just came in June when Saudi Arabia did not renew its 50-year petrodollar deal with the U.S. Since 1974, Saudi Arabia has sold oil solely in U.S. dollars. And that was huge to our global economic dominance. Now they want options other than the U.S. dollar. So I ask you, if there's less demand for the dollar, what happens to the dollar? Look, it's reasons like this that Americans are now turning to gold, and of course they turn to Birch Gold. For over 20 years, Birch Gold has helped tens of thousands of Americans protect their savings by converting an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold. To learn more, text the word America to 989898 and claim your free no-obligation information kit on gold. That's America. Text it to 989898. Birch Gold has earned their trust with their education-first approach and thousands of satisfied customers and their countless 5-star reviews. Protect your savings with gold before the dollar plunges any further. Text America to 989898. That's the word America. Text 989898 and do it today. Well, folks, you're not going to like this. If you think you're prepared, take a note from millennials and Gen Z. I hate to admit it, but they're doing something right. Research shows they're more prepared than any other generation, from their savings account to their emergency stockpiles. You really have no excuse. If you're not preparing, well, then you're failing. Get started and get prepared with My Patriot Supply. Since 2008, My Patriot Supply has helped millions of Americans gear up for emergencies. And today, their popular 4-week emergency food kits, they can't stay out of the customers' cards. That's right. You guys are gobbling them up. You can get yours right now, MyPatriotSupply.com, MyPatriotSupply.com. Each food kit offers over 2,000 calories every day. Plus, with ultra-durable 4-layer packaging, it can last up to 25 years of storage. Order as many kits as you need. Save $50 on each one. Free shipping is included. Even if the younger ones can sense that something is coming, you must know it's coming as well. You have no time to waste. Stock up on these essential food kits right now. MyPatriotSupply.com, MyPatriotSupply.com. Go now, MyPatriotSupply.com. All right, let's do some sports. 20 minutes past the hour. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Shop at MyPillow. Use our code LFS6B at checkout. It'll give you great savings off the great stuff that Lindell has on the site. Of course, you support Mike Lindell. You also support the show. LFS6B is the code to use. And, of course, we so appreciate when you use our code. We're always willing to throw in some free merch for those who send in their code and say, hey, I used it. You can pick out our shirt of the month absolutely free. You pick your color, pick your size. We'll send it out to you. That's over at livefromstudio6b.com. Slick Rick, what's going on?
Hi, Big D. Well, you could breathe a lot easier. I know this was troubling and weighing heavy on your mind, but LeBron James is staying with the Lakers on a $104 million deal. Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN just released that as a source there. LeBron James has agreed to the LA Lakers on a 2-year deal, $104 million. You know, he reworked his contract. He took a little discount because, you know, his son Bronny is going to be coming in now to play for the Lakers, as you know. And he wants to leave some money so they have some players who could probably cover up what his son can't do, because I don't think his son's going to be all that good. We've talked about this earlier, but we'll see. Jury is still out. So I wanted to make sure you knew that LeBron is staying with the Lakers. And, well, I know that our buddy, friend of the show, Kevin Downey Jr., is going to be very happy to hear that his Detroit Red Wings signed Vladimir Tarasenko to a 2-year deal. Vladimir Tarasenko, who just won his second Stanley Cup with the Florida Panthers, signed a 2-year contract Wednesday with the Detroit Red Wings worth $4.75 million annually. It's amazing. Hockey players make $4 or $5 million, and NBA players make $40 to $60 million. Crazy. So I'm wrong sport there, but that's going to be good for the Red Wings. They haven't had a big signing like that in quite some time, so we'll see what happens there. But Tarasenko is a unbelievable player, and Kevin will be very happy to hear that. And well, just one more quick one here. We know Joey Chestnuts won't be in action tomorrow on Cody Island, but Paige Spiranek reveals she's taking part in the 4th of July tradition. I'm really doing it. Spiranek will have her own hot dog eating competition. Ryan Gatos of Fox News. Golf influencer Paige Spiranek is taking her own shot at the hot dog eating competition this week. Spiranek, who has millions of followers across multiple social media platforms, revealed her plans on X on Tuesday as Americans get ready to watch grown men eat a lot of hot dogs on Coney Island in New York and cook some up on the grills themselves. I'm doing it. I'm really doing it, she wrote, attempting to see how many hot dogs I could eat in 10 minutes again this year. What's your guess? Spiranek put her name in the running to fill in for Joey Chestnut, who was forced out of Major League's eating premiere contest this 4th of July holiday because of his relationship with Impossible Foods. She then posted a video. She found herself eating 6 hot dogs in 10 minutes. That's not bad. The Nathan's Famous hot dog eating contest will go on despite Chestnut's absence. Rick Delgado will be glued to his TV tomorrow at noon. Absolutely.
I mean, there's nobody that seeks attention more than Paige Spiranek. If there's somebody who seeks it, that needs attention more than she does, and will do anything to get it, I don't know who it is.
She's a hot dog, that's for sure. But I don't think she'll cut the mustard. They'll be watching that show tomorrow. But you know, without Joey Chestnut, Big D, it's not to get it done for me. I mean, you know, he's the best in the business. What did he win? 15 titles, 18 titles,
16.
16. Okay, right there. And come on, it's just not the same. And that's a wrap in sports. Big D, back to you.
Well, one of the governors who was at the White House was Governor Wes Moore. He was one of the 3 who came out and spoke in the mic, and now he has put out on X tonight, President Biden is the partner I need in the White House. Now and for the next 4 years, we could not have delivered such enormous progress for Maryland without his and Vice President Harris's leadership and support. Together, we've created nearly 40,000 jobs, made historic investments in education, brought broadband across our state, and seen the most significant drop in crime in a generation. Our state is back on track with the help of President Biden. The contrast between the candidates could not be more clear. In this election, President Biden believes in Maryland's promise. Donald Trump thinks Baltimore, my state's largest city, is a disgusting rat and rodent-infested mess. Those are the stakes. I know President Biden has Maryland's back, so I've got his. So you're starting to see here
talking points.
What's going on?
But there's a divide, Damon. You know, 4 of the 10 who are at that thing did not pledge for Biden, including Newsom, Whitmer, Pritzker, and Andy Beshear in Kentucky.
Well, Newsom did. Well, I already read his tweet. He's already come out tonight.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, he just changed it?
Well, what do you mean changed
it?
He
just came out with that just now?
I don't know.
We read it about
an hour ago.
Oh, because the New York Post was reporting that those 4 did not pledge.
Did not pledge to support him?
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they got that from. They've all. Who was the other ones besides
Whitmer, Pritzker, and Andy Bashir?
Whitmer, I haven't seen anything yet, and Bashir, I haven't seen anything yet. But the other ones, Newsom, I did, and obviously the three that were there, we've all seen now pretty much the same language. So
yeah.
But I didn't ask you guys. I said to before this. What do you think about Vivek? What he said that they'll drag this out because they want to have that honeymoon period as close to the election as possible. Delgado, what do you think of that theory?
Drag what out?
The replacement, if they're going to replace it, because they want to have that honeymoon period as close to November as possible.
I said that months ago, where I said if they're going to bring her in, they're going to bring her in the last 2 months, so there's not a lot of time to question her.
Yeah.
So it'll be more like a beauty pageant where they'll just wheel her around. People will applaud. Oh my goodness, she's wonderful, but nothing will actually get exposed, and you won't know much about her because she won't say too much.
And early voting starts in like 60 days in places, right?
And she's also said she doesn't want to run for president. She didn't say she wouldn't take the job if handed to her. You gotta watch what they say. It's all in their words. They're all scumbags.
All right. 26 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. We'll do some news. We'll do some news when we get back right after this. Come on, Harry, wake up. Someone said, "Get Harry away from the garlic nuts." Huh? Very.
Oh, good. Music's back.
Come on, Damon, answer the damn question. Would you take a position in the Trump White House? Yeah. I want to be the press secretary. I want to deal with these schleps every day.
Great.
I'd last
3 days.
The first 4 minutes of the first thing, and I'd be out.
Be fired up. We're at the press conference. It's Monday. I mean, Wednesday. I mean, no. Happy Easter. I mean, Christmas. That'd be Big D doing the press conferences.
Oh, is that funny?
Yeah. No, Delgado doesn't find it funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
I could see him chowing down some pizza while he's taking questions.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
No question about it. Hey, press conference. We're going to have
I got 195 likes on YouTube. 195 likes. And 543, almost 550 watching, so that's not even 50%.
Oh, that's terrible.
196 likes.
That's terrible.
Rick, I got an old cough drop in here if you want it.
Hit the thumbs up.
I have cough drops too.
I got 30 more minutes and then I'm going to
All right.
be good. Thank you. Thank you, Fran.
You have airport cough.
Yeah, I do. Jet tuberculosis.
JetBlue tuberculosis?
Yep.
Damon, you have a read. No, I already did the read, Trey.
Thank you for the pizza, Damon.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Delicious.
Who does Harris pick to run if Joe bows out? Her and Booty Juice, you think? I think that's how it has to be, right?
He's such a disaster. I don't think so.
Well, who could she pick? She's not going to. I mean, no one's going to go underneath her like Newsom. He's not going to take second position to her. He's like, I ain't going to be second position to Willie Brown sidekick. Come on.
Yeah. No, she's not going to want that.
I think it's Booty Juice.
Oh.
He would get destroyed.
Oh, my God. Milk fed.
Just play that East Palestine video that he had no time for the people because he's on a date with his...
30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Wednesday night. Feels like a Friday because we're off after tonight. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be back with you on a Monday night. Busy week next week. President Trump's going to be out and about. A couple rallies, I think, next week. One down in Florida and one Pennsylvania, maybe, or some other place. He's got, I think, a couple rallies next week as well.
Right.
And then the week after that is obviously the Republican convention in Milwaukee.
Coming fast.
Yep.
Coming fast. Real America's Voice will be there. Cover it all week, of course. That's coming fast. So busy couple weeks here in July.
Yeah.
Obviously, we thought July could be a really crazy month with what happened at the president's July 11th sentencing, which is now off, and I say maybe off forever after the Supreme Court's ruling, but we'll see what happens. We're going to wait and see if the cries grow louder for Joe Biden to get out, whether it's the donors, the media, the other Democrats, the party apparatus. We'll see. Seems like he's digging in. Him and the family, it seemed like they're digging in. So that'll be interesting to continue to watch what happens. Donors, Obama. Those are the people that can get to him. I'm sure they've already spoken. So we'll watch what happens, obviously, over the rest of the week. I'll do some live streams if anything important goes down. So make sure you subscribe to all of our social media. If you subscribe on Facebook, make sure you hit the bell notification. So if I do go live, you get notified, and that goes for any of the platforms. Make sure you follow us. Let's do some news right now. News is brought to you by 7Cells, 7cells.com. Use our code LFSXP, 10% off. Rick Delgado's got it. What's going on?
All right. Well, since you mentioned it, why don't we jump over to see what's going on the betting sites, Damon, when it comes to Joe Biden being the Democratic nominee. Turns out he was falling behind Kamala Harris just a few days ago, but now it comes out, according to this, from polymarket.com, Joe Biden is surged back into the lead as a chance to actually be the Democratic nominee of 2024.
There you go.
Kamala Harris is second with 36%. Joe Biden took 47%. Others, including Whitmer, are at 8%. David's favorite, Michelle Obama, comes in at 6%. And Gavin Newsom down at 4%.
Oof.
So there you have that.
Poland skim milk almost.
Exactly. And you also brought up an interesting question that I think we should run through real quick. If it ends up being Kamala Harris, who does she tap for the VP?
Yeah, we just talked about this in the commercial break.
Right.
Yeah, she taps the
I think
booty.
it's booty juice.
She taps the booty.
You think it's going to be the booty juice?
Oh, I think it has to be. Who else could it be?
I think he's a terrible pick.
Well, he may be, but who else could it be? Who's going to take second fiddle to her?
Pothole Pete, they called him in Indiana.
I like that one.
I don't know.
So he designed these. So he brought in these automated garbage trucks to replace humans, but they couldn't fit down the alleyways in his town in Indiana.
They trashed the whole idea.
So they trashed the whole idea.
You think Whitmer's going to take second fiddle to her? Think she asked Whitmer?
Possibly.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Whitmer would be a good pick for her.
That would be a good one, actually. Yeah.
Hillary?
It's like Frankenstein.
Hillary, I mean?
Hillary?
She's not going to play second.
Believe it or not, actually, if Kamala Harris becomes the nominee, I believe she is on record saying she would step aside for Hillary.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. I think that's a quote that I've heard mentioned a few times in the past couple of weeks, that if Kamala Harris has a chance to be the nominee, the only person she would step aside for would be Hillary Clinton. Then it makes you wonder, what about
Well, Hillary Clinton's not going to win, though.
Nah, they ain't.
So why would step aside? Anything, take her for the ride on the ticket and then resign and go be the governor of California, or they'll make some deal with her.
I don't know.
I think that's far-fetched, though, too.
They're also talking about,
everything's
Big
on the
Mike
table.
being the VP.
Everything's on the table.
No, she doesn't want to. No.
No?
She does not want to be anywhere near any of this.
That's what they say publicly, Damon. Learn. Democrats lie.
Yep.
A lot.
I'm not saying you could, you guys could be right. I'm not saying you there's no chance you're right. I think the odds are that she doesn't want to be. She saw what happened with her husband. I don't think she wants to be in that spotlight. And I don't think anyone takes her seriously policy-wise anyways. I know everybody thinks it's a popularity contest if her name gets tossed around, like Oprah or The Rock or any of these other names that people toss around.
She is a a radical, leftist, Marxist, Saul Alinsky, Rules for Radicals, Bernardine Dohrn, The Politics of Fear, radical, progressive, leftist who has a clear mission. I think she wants it, Damon.
And she's radical.
Very. She's rad.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. I just don't think she does.
And then this article just came out of the Atlantic this evening. Calls for Biden must resign. If the president wants to protect American democracy, he should hand his office over to Kamala Harris. So they want him to resign the presidency even before the convention. The last person to do so, according to this, Richard Nixon, left in disgrace after abusing the powers of his office. Nixon had to resign because he led an assault on American democracy. But Joe Biden, according to the Atlantic, must resign for the opposite reason: to give American democracy its best chance of surviving. The American right has spent every day since Biden was nominated in 2020 presenting him as an incompetent, doddering old fool incapable of discharging the responsibilities of the office. Biden's task at the first presidential debate on Thursday was to dismiss those allegations as smears, as he did in 2020. Instead, he confirmed that he has aged dramatically over the past 4 years. Biden was very old to begin with, and at the debate, he appeared far more visibly diminished than he had in the past. Subsequent reporting had confirmed Biden's condition is worse than Democrats had been willing to publicly admit. And yesterday, the New York Times reported that in the weeks and months before President Biden's politically devastating performance on stage in Atlanta, several current and former officials and others who encountered him behind closed doors noticed he increasingly appeared confused, listless, or would lose the thread of conversations. So, again, that's just the first part of the article coming out of the Atlantic, titled "Biden Must Resign." So they want him out. There's a faction of the Democratic Party that says, "Look, get out now. Hand the presidency over to Kamala Harris."
Well, the congressman.
Well, I think if he does one, he has to do the other, right? If he gets out of the race, he has to get out of the presidency. If you're not well enough to run till November, you're not well enough to be in charge of the country now. You haven't been for 3.5 years. You certainly can't keep that facade up, can you?
Yeah.
I don't think you can do one and not the other.
Right.
I thought it was interesting that Raul Grijalva, he's the second congressman to come out for Biden to step down. You know, Arizona swing state. So maybe there was a strategy behind that. I don't know.
And, we're talking about Kamala Harris. Well, and we talked about the leaked video of Donald Trump talking about Kamala Harris being the nominee and Joe Biden being out. Here is Donald Trump talking with Tucker Carlson about Kamala Harris specifically. Here's cut number 17. Check this out.
She has some bad moments. Her moments are almost as bad as his. I think his are worse, actually.
Yeah.
But
she seems pretty senile, too.
She speaks in rhyme. It's weird. It's weird. But she has bad moments. And
in rhyme? What do you?
Well, the way she talks, the bus will go here and then the bus will go there because that's what buses do. And it's weird. The whole thing is weird. This is not a president of the United States future. And I think they probably have some kind of a primary. And
so there you have it. There's President Trump with his remarks with Tucker talking about Kamala Harris.
Van Jones tonight on CNN just now.
Uh-oh.
There is a big conversation happening right now on how this happens, not whether. So there's that, too.
Just what we're talking about.
So, all right, we'll do some more news with Delgado, more sports here before we wrap it up. But let's do a little more news with David Zier, the host of Breaking Point. Mr. Zier, what's going on?
Well, I counted over 100 magazine covers that Michelle Obama has appeared on, 120 million social media followers. They painted this image. Melania Trump hasn't been on anything, and she's a stunner. She's educated. She speaks 5 languages, and we'll see where this goes. I just wanted to point out U.S. Marshals found 41 missing kids, according to the New York Post, and busted 3, including a sex offender. They've, are cracking down in New York City in the Southern District here. They tracked down 41 critically missing children out there. And I just have a couple of stories for you, really quick clips. I'll have more later for the end of the show here. But we have cut number 5, Biden, flashback. Are you a junkie? To a black reporter.
Please clarify specifically, have you taken a cognitive test?
No, I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say to President Trump?
Yeah, I just wanted to say here also, cut number 7, more dishonesty from Anthony Fauci about Biden.
It just looked like a bad night because my interaction with him was what I describe in the book and what happened even subsequent to what I described in the book after I got out. He's very probing in his questions, very analytical, very calm about things. When you go in to brief him, Major, you better really know your topic because he's going to ask you very relevant questions.
Yeah,
blow it up. He's very reflective on things.
Please.
Well, it gets better at the end because
house cookies.
He's just a liar. And I just wanted to play this quick cut here, cut number 8. This is haven't seen outrage like this since Monica Lewinsky.
Well, I have two thoughts. The first is I have not seen the Democratic Party this agitated and in this much of a panic since 1998. Early 1998, when the Lewinsky scandal erupted. Wow. And we saw prominent Democrats saying that Bill Clinton should resign.
Yeah, cut number 9. Also, House Dems grapple with Biden.
A second House Democrat that I spoke with told me that they had to leave the room just a few minutes into the debate Thursday night during Biden's, quote, "we finally beat Medicare," unquote, answer. They had to leave the room because their blood pressure went through the roof, they said. House Democrat 2 then sat in the kitchen drinking for the rest of the debate.
So, Damon, that's all I got for you actually tonight. And, a lot going on out there, right?
So much going on.
So much.
Chair of the Democrat Party, DNC, Jamie Harrison, out tonight. Also, let's just pump the brakes. Polls and debates. If polls were the final say and debates were the definitive, y'all would be calling me senator right now. Stay unified, stay focused. And for good grief, some of you should stay off of the television. Focus on beating Donald Trump. Hashtag still riding with Biden 24. So you juxtapose what we're seeing in these tweets tonight from governors and from the DNC chair and from others, as opposed to what Van Jones, I read you just said, and this is big conversation about how this is happening, not whether it's happening. Basically saying this is all foregone, that he's out. And I don't know what to make of it. Either these people are going to look like total fools and they're just beclowning themselves to try to buy time, or it's just utter chaos behind the scenes.
LFS6B fan Jeffrey Bongiorno just texted me Hakeem Jeffries for VP for Kamala.
All right, one more segment. Sports news coming up.
Radical. Damon, can we please talk about what we love about America? Take time out from the graft parties.
What?
They want you to talk about why we love America. The closing segment. Somebody can get it.
Damon, the only thing I have for the end of the show is a summary of Breaking Point this weekend.
Okay.
Amazon 60. Who's a regular in the Getter chat? Everybody's driving me. Why does this one guy keep asking me to run this story? Mark Cavendish. Is that a good story? You heard about that, right? I can't believe how old he is. Eddie, what is it? Eddie Merckx? Merckx, okay. I thought it was Marxist. Champs-Élysées?
Yeah, Champs-Élysées.
Élysée? Uh-huh.
That's the main circle in Paris.
Got any Dom Perignon?
Any Grey Poupon? Oh, Corinne Jean-Pierre?
Oh, was she there?
Mm-hmm.
They drive like crazy over that Champs-Élysées. It's like
I know. I saw it in John Wick. It was awesome.
Right?
Who's Wick?
Stop ruining everything for me. I want to believe.
They're great.
You're going to tell me that aliens don't exist next, Fran.
I mean, it depends if they're Hollywood aliens or not.
We haven't had a good UFO story all week.
And I'll point you to the southern border, and you tell me you don't see aliens.
We haven't had a good UFO story.
Yeah, that's where the Nazis marched down when they took over France. And
my freaking shoe.
When they took over France in April of 1940, they marched down the Champs-Élysées over to the Arc de Triomphe at the end of the corridor there.
President Triomphe? All right, happy 4th of July. Independence Day, not 4th of July.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B. We'll do a little more of everybody here before we wrap it up. Again, I hope you enjoy the 4th. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. We're off for the rest of the week. We'll be back on Monday, next Monday night, 8 p.m. right here. So enjoy the weekend with family and love for country. And have a great weekend, and we'll be back Monday. So let's do some news here in sports, and then we'll do news. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and My Pillow. LFS6B is the code. Slick, what's going on?
All right, Big D, one more sweep of the scoreboard for the night. The Reds right now leading the Yankees 3-2. Bottom of the ninth, Yankees are at their last at bat with 2 outs. So we'll see if the Reds could win 2 in a row over the Yankees. Astros 9-2 over the Blue Jays, top of the ninth there. Braves lead the Giants 3-1, top 9 also. Bottom 6, Phillies over the Cubs 3-2. Rangers 4-3 over the Padres, bottom 5. Mid 7, Tigers over the Twins 7-1. Royals over the Rays 2-1, top of the 6. Top 5, Brewers 2-0 over the Rockies. Angels and Athletics no score, middle of the first. Red Sox earlier this evening knocked out the Marlins 7-2. White Sox pound the Guardians 8-2. Pirates nipped the Cardinals 5-2 in 10 innings. Nationals down the Mets 7-5. Come back and take that one. Diamondbacks Dodgers 10-10 first pitch, and also out west Baltimore visiting Seattle 10-10 as well. Just want to get to one more story. A couple of folks in the chat bring it to my attention, and we know Rick Delgado is also a big biker, and this is from The Guardian. Mark Cavendish powers to record-breaking 35th Tour de France stage win. Cavendish victorious on stage 5 of this year's race. 39-year-old overtakes Eddie Merckx in the history books. Mark Cavendish broke new ground in the Tour de France, becoming the first prolific stage winner in the history of the French race, as he took a record-breaking 35th victory with a typically instinctive sprint finish. It may not have been as grand as the Champs-Élysées, but then when the moment came up on the Avenue des Bergeries, Raspberry Beret, in a suburban town better known for its boardrooms than for its sprint spectacles, the 39-year-old from the Isle of Man kept his date with destiny. You have to go all in, he said, and we've done it. We worked out exactly what we wanted to do, how we built the team, the equipment, every detail is gone specifically into today. The Cavendish, who threaded his way perfectly through a chaotic melee to eclipse Eddie Merckx's long-standing record of 34 stage wins, was a million miles from the rider who had sweated and vomited his way through the tour's first stage 5 days earlier, but obviously he persevered, and just amazing. His comebacks have been legendary over the years, but this was one for the ages. So congratulations to him. And that's a wrap in sports. Big D, happy 4th to all our friends in the chats and who watch the show. And one big cheer for the red, white, and blue.
All right, Slick, very good. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. Use our code LFS6B. David Zier, what else is going on with you?
Well, this weekend on Breaking Point, I have some great guests. New York State Assemblyman, GOP member from the 4th District, my district here on Long Island, talking about the New York State Legislature. GOP can't even bring bills to the floor because of the supermajority by the Dems. They have to find a Democrat to carry their bill to the floor. But there's a little bit of a split with the Democrats and the progressive side because they're like crazy. So stay tuned for that. Then I got Lee Habib, creator and host of Our American Stories, about the importance of Thomas Paine inspiring the revolution in the United States and how George Washington and a handful of founders relied on his writings and common sense. So it's a tribute to the 4th of July. And then on Sunday, I'm co-hosting Media Exposed with Adam Weiss from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time with Caitlin Sinclair, the Turning Point spokesperson, the new Turning Point spokesperson. She's great. And then we got James Koutalis on about Bitcoin. You know, Trump's been talking about all Bitcoin mining should be done in the United States. It'll help our energy industry and everything. So the left is attacking that whole concept. Don't miss Media Exposed on Sunday night. And that's all I got.
Well, as I've long said, the president's finally taken a great position here on Bitcoin and crypto. And I think he should also talk about, if he wins, that the U.S. government will buy a certain amount of Bitcoin and start thinking about using it as a Treasury reserve asset. I think should be his next move. So we'll see. He should also attend Bitcoin 2024, which I believe is in Nashville, Tennessee this month, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if he has plans to do that, but he should go there and speak, because there's a lot of one-issue voters out there, and it's a huge vote. It's going to be a very influential voting bloc this year. There's a lot of money floating around Washington, D.C. with these lobby groups for crypto and getting a playing field that they understand what the rules are. That's all they want, these places. They want to know what the rules are. And Gary Gensler doesn't want to give it to them. And Biden and Elizabeth Warren want to outlaw it if they could. So the president should take advantage of that and go speak to these people and tell them that if you want regulation, you want a road to this becoming a big part of the future in this country and not let it go to China and other places, then vote for Trump. And Trump said at the Libertarian National Convention that he will not support the central bank digital currency. Yep. So we should talk about all of that. So, all right, we'll watch 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Saturday. Saturday morning. It's not Friday, Damon. It's Wednesday. Saturday morning, Breaking Point. Of course, we're off the rest of the week, back on Monday night. Let's do a little more news before we wrap it up. Rick Delgado, what's going on? All right, well, we started talking about this, so let's finish talking about it. President Biden urged the nation's Democratic governors to stand by his candidacy for more than an hour-long meeting, but most of the 10 who attended in person didn't vouch for him afterwards on the White House driveway. We know the 3 that did come out. Four of them who are considered leading contenders for the top slot if Biden decides he can no longer be on the ticket, though, did not come out. Soon after, though, the meeting broke up. Newsom did tweet out that he had 3 words, blah, blah, blah. We read that. And Whitmer also tweeted out her support of the president. Oh, she did? Yeah, she did. Saying that he is in it to win it, and I support him. The other 2, though, have refused to, we haven't heard anything from them. The 2 I'm talking about, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Kentucky Governor Andrew Bashar. So we'll see what happens with them if they eventually come out in support of the president, or because, like I said, they're the ones who could inherit the mantle. So I think they want to keep their options open. Mm-hmm. So you have that. And this, cut number 13, here from the Missouri Division of Fire Safety. They released a video just in time for your July 4th presentations. Make sure to take your fireworks seriously and be safe. Here's cut 13. Check this out. Remember, be safe out there. Oh, my God. Yes. But don't worry. They've made things all safe.
Those are the North Korean fireworks. Whoa! Wow, that's a tailgate. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That is scary.
No way.
Shoot it up.
Oh, my God.
Grab the kids and run. Daddy's playing with fireworks.
Did anyone die in that?
No.
What did he light it with a weed torch?
Really?
Probably.
Man,
but he set up the guy set up the rest of the fireworks underneath the SUV. When the thing misfired, it went right into that package of fireworks, and
wow,
you saw the result. I got one last quick little hit here for you. This is cut number 19. A deep squat 0311 on X exposes Democrat Virginia Senator Joe Morrissey. See if you can tell if he's a little surprised by this. This is cut number 19. Check this out.
Hey, this is Eric out here with Democratic Virginia Senator Joe Morrissey. He was convicted of sleeping with a minor in 2014 and distribution of child pornography.
Wow.
We're out here rocking with the pedophiles, baby. Democratic Party for the win. Thanks, Joe.
And that's how you...
Was that real?
What?
It's real. I looked the guy up, Joe Morrissey. He was convicted of just what he said.
Oh, man, what a close.
As always, we salute our military, active, inactive, retired, all emergency personnel. Thanks, everybody on the show. Thanks, Harry. Thanks, Frank. Great job, as always. David Zier, great job, boys. Great job. Thanks, everybody. Kevin Downey Jr., David Zier, thanks for all the food yesterday. It was epic.
Thank you.
Breaking Point Saturday morning. Have a great rest of the week and weekend, everybody. Happy 4th. Have a great time. We will see you back here next Monday, 8 p.m., right here live from Studio 6B.